then can turn this show back over to you.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, Debs, what's up, man? Welcome back,
Deb. Minimal speech.
No, you sound good, actually. It sounds your tone, inflection, everything sounds good. So even if it takes a little while, you know, you're coming back. I've heard far worse. Anyhow, so Magmaster isn't here today, so it looks like I got the floor to myself. Easy said he might be dropping in if he finds a good place with Wi-Fi at some point. Yeah, DABDRAGON, you're definitely getting there. I can definitely hear the health coming back into your voice. And it's so awesome you're back. We were all really worried. Really glad you bounced back, man. And just keep getting better. Is Magusz in the house? Magusz, I'm going to search down the list. Someone can, if he is here, someone unmute him so he can talk. There he is. Magusz, you there? You're unmuted, so you can jump in whenever you want. Oh, he's typing, so he probably...
Yeah, I'll just get into a good reception here. I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. That was easy, I think. Magusz is still typing, so I think... Yeah, DABDRAGON, you're getting it. Keep coming. All right. Oh, so Magusz, something's wrong with your mic. Damn, I thought we tested it out. I thought we talked the other day. Check your input settings. On your general settings, you might be able to turn you might have it set to different input. So while Magusz is waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link real quick. I minted the first piece to Cybercats. It's the first collection from Project Harmony Discord. I'm selling it, and I'm giving it all to DABDRAGON minus whatever it cost me to hook your ETH address up. So whoever buys this NFT, I will. The actual .eth domain isn't on sale. It's listed in OpenSea under my account. But if you buy this domain, DABDRAGON's going to have some gnarly hospital bills coming up because he lives in the U.S. and we don't really take care of anybody over here. It's kind of the Thunderdome. The U.S. is basically the Thunderdome. So we're going to sell that one, and whoever wins the auction or whatever, I will hook up the ETH address to whatever .eth domain you prefer, or ETH wallet address you have one. Oh, got somebody. Oh, Magusz, we can almost hear you.
Yep. Is it working now?
And I will hook it up. I will hook it up so you can receive Ethereum in your wallet. I'll hook up your Twitter address, your website, all that stuff, whatever you want. And then from there on out, because it's a longer name, .eth name, it only costs you $5 a year to renew. And if these collections end up blowing up, then you'll have like main collection. That's the value proposition.
Hello? Is it working?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe if you have noise suppression, turn that on maybe. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, not too bad.
Yeah, I was with some headphones, but the headphones were not working, so I just switched to the computer. And...
Oh, that's cool. Audios are always an issue. Hey guys, I'm gonna drop another link here. This is to our Decentraland exhibit for Magusz. Drop it right now. There's the link. And I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Make sure it's up and running. Yep. Go ahead and screen share here right now. Hold on one second. And I'm going to bump this up to 1080. Woo! All right. Can everybody see my screen? I got eyes, big eyes. Tigbo. Yes. All right. Can see your screen. All right, my goose. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm here, ready to rock.
I'm just trying to get in so I can walk around there. All right. How about you introduce yourself? Here, I'm walking back here. There's a little poster here so you can see what he looks like. I thought that was clever, by the way. I think this is how I'm going to do the format for all the scenes from now on, assuming Bake.eth doesn't change the overall structure. But I'm just going to put, the Twitter profile of the artist right here, and who the artist is, and then the Twitter link there, and then whatever other links the artist prefer from now on. That's how I'll either do it back here, up front, whatever.
You're awesome. Great work you are doing, man. You are natural in this. Good to see. Yeah, so I'm Magusz.
It's kind of an iterative thing, right?
Yeah, you did a great work with the gallery. I really enjoyed it, and it's really awesome. Thank you for this. Yeah, Magusz, I'm from Portugal, yeah, and arts were always my passion. I studied arts in high school, but just like few months ago, I started really full-time on this, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And crypto space is amazing. And I'm really happy also to be connected with BB Studios Guild and to be able to make this collection that we introduce and amazing guys. You did a great job, man. So thank you for that.
Well, I was inspired by all of you guys just blind following me down this rabbit hole of collections, I guess. That and again, real cheap on the man. I got super lucky. It was in January, and got lucky in the cheap on the price of mana. We got lucky on the price of this land, so that really helped out. But yeah, so let's start in on. Let's take where you want to start. Where you want to start?
Yeah, maybe introduce a bit for the people that are new. What is this BB Studios Guild? And what we are talking about. For the ones that are new, Ben just posted something on Twitter once saying, hey, I want to make a guild with artists to make kind of collectibles with art. And a bunch of us just replied, they trust us, and we trust him, and we just start collaborating. Just started telling us some themes, so each artist will have to make art according to the theme. And basically, so soon we're gonna launch the first collection. The first team is actually Cybercat, and it was quite challenging and really cool to see. And another interesting aspect is that actually BB Studios was the only one that saw all the arts from all the artists. We didn't saw from each other. We are still waiting also to see the final results. So that's very cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool so that no one could be influenced by each other on the first couple of collections. And so and then I thought, it'd be cool if you started out that way and then you started, influencing each other further down the line.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
I really do need to mention that I was so new to the scene at the time that I had no idea who Dan Panel is, Dan Pan. I always get his name mixed up. Dan Panel. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea who the guild was. And actually, shortly after we got going and we got, coalescing and started talking on Twitter, they hit me up on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, hey, you guys new to the scene too?" And it's so funny because everybody's so nice here. And they're like, "Yeah, I've been around for a while," but they didn't big league me at all, and they were super nice. I don't know if that was Dan I was talking to at the time, but they're just like, "Oh yeah, welcome to the space," and I was like, "Oh, cool." I just thought I should mention that I did not intentionally copy the guild, so I had to make that. Did that.
Well, it's kind of difficult to be original in this space, and there's so many things. Like, can you see how many different punks exist now? So
I think it's cool. We may do a guild to guild collaboration later on in the summer, actually. So
yeah, that's also about the collaborations and support and friendship. Yeah, we knew for each other, and things just start rolling and we start trusting and cooperating and building stuff together. It's really exciting to see how things are going. For me, personally, your idea was amazing because as an artist, to have a topic that I have created an art on it, it's really challenging. And even cybercat, I will never in my make a cybercat. You know? It's not my style, nothing to do with it, but I love the challenge. I love that pushed me also forward with my art. And I think that was something that, I don't know if it was intentional from you or not, but it really works.
It was partially intentional of me. I wanted to intentionally copy CryptoKitties because I wanted to. I envisioned two Venn diagrams, right? One Venn diagram is collectors, and one Venn diagram is people who enjoy art. And I wanted to mash those Venn diagrams together more, right? So you bring in the collectors with the whole CyberCats, CyberDogs thing, and then later themes be more traditional. Maybe I say traditional, but more art concept theme, right? And so that was my intent, is to be a little with the first couple, to be collectible. The first couple.
That's so boring.
But it's just been something that's potentially already been done.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the first topic is the cybercats and cyberdogs. So it's quite simple, yeah, really exciting anyway. So basically, yeah, every month we're gonna know a different art collectible according to the topic, and there are also other themes that are really awesome. I enjoyed also the Hero Villain, for example, and the Death Frost and Fire Eyes.
Yeah,
really awesome.
Oh, those, I can tell you, those submissions are next level. Like those are, I'm like really excited for people to get, caught up on the more, the more artish themes, because I like to see everybody's interpretations. It's just really fun for me. In fact, you guys will be able to share. Like, that's the last rule that I'll probably knock down. You guys can start sharing and everything, but I just wanted everybody do their own thing for the first couple of them. But yeah, it's really fun just to see everybody's interpretation of these things and how unique it is. It's just the umbrella theme, just like, it rounds everybody up, right? It keeps them under the same tent, but then at the same time, everything's off the wall there.
Yeah, completely. No, it was really good, Batman. I'm really interested with this. Well, anyway, people that are listening to us and here on the chat, feel free also to make any questions on the chat.
I'm navigating the Decentraland, so I'm not monitoring the chat at the moment, but let's start in on some of your pieces here and tell us what inspiration or what you want to talk about. If you want to pick one out, I personally, my two favorites, I put them right next to each other. Is your Salvador Dali, and then the one right here against the mirror. Those personally were my two favorites.
Yeah, well, the Salvador Dali piece, it's because I'm also quite new on this crypto art space, and my first impression when I joined this space was like, what the hell is going on with all these PPs and CryptoKitties and crypto cubes, and the banks and the NBA Top Shots, and for all that, for me was like, wow, what's going on here? Why are these so collectible? Why people want to collect these? So this piece was a kind of reflection / critique in the sense that just to provoke a reflection, not to criticize whoever collects that, because each one decides whatever they want to buy, but in that sense of a person looking at all the collection they have. They are completely naked, and of course with Ethereum logo there, because everything most of it's based on Ethereum, but kind of represents this collector that is happy and proud with everything that he has on his collection. And Dali is a bit with his look, like
he's like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
That's great, man.
So yeah, that piece was a bit representative of reflection and critique. It's not something common that I do. As you see, my other art is much more related with human figures in the sense of more bringing some emotions or some spiritual connection.
It jumped out at me because of that, because it just didn't look like your other styles, or the rest of your style on the other pictures. But yeah, I love that commentary of that, though. That's just great.
Yeah, and actually that piece I minted and I kept it for myself. I didn't sold it yet, that one from Dali, because I thought, no, I don't know what I want to do with this, but I just minted to have it at the NFT and it's mine.
Yeah, I love it. So what's it's just perfect. It works so well right now, too.
Yeah, maybe one day go to the collection of the studios. Yeah, regarding the others, this one on the mirror, there's these two very similar, very close to each other. One of the men laying down, and the other with the woman walking in the mirror and reflecting. And again, this is for me a bit how I do my art, trying to pass some emotion state. And the one of the mirror is the name. It's You and Me, the name of this piece. Mm-hmm. And it really represents that state of when we are alone. Actually, these two are the part of a collection that I call Alone. So it's these moments that we are alone and all we have is somebody in front of us that is actually our own reflection. So in the sense that it's a bit of dark, gloomy, but at the same time, it's a kind of comfort light, you know. It's sometimes it's sad to be alone, but sometimes it's also good, and we feel okay with it. So that's what I try to represent this piece of hero.
I'm just interested if anybody actually has like a desk that they just have a mirror on, where you have to look at yourself while you're working on. That's just interesting to me. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do anything like that before.
Well, that comes also a bit from my background, because I have many professions in my life, and one of them was actor. And an actor, I spend many time on the mirror, exactly like this, you know, putting makeup and preparing for the show. So
perfecting facial twitches or whatever, facial looks, stuff like that.
Yeah. And now I remember that, when I was in here, this was also some moments when I was looking in the mirror before we start the show, that it's also a moment of focus and concentration, how putting myself inside the character. So then it's also an expression of when I stop being myself and I start being the character.
That's cool.
Yeah. The other one that is on the side, the man laying down, I don't know if you noticed, but there's also kind of not skulls, but kind of faces that seem like
the scream mask almost.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea of this one, it's called Let Me Be, and the idea is also that these moments that we just want to be alone, you know, we just want to curl and just be there, just forget everything that is happening around us, and there's this kind of bad vibes, these kind of scream masks around it, but at the same time there's blue light coming that still give us some comfort. So it's a bit of this feeling that when we are very sad or really in a bad mood and bad vibe, that we just want to crawl and forget everything around, but at the same time it's comfortable to do that. So yeah, that's what I try to do.
Yeah, definitely colors. And you caught the lighting really well on the top of them too, to show that blue light coming down.
Yeah, actually, this piece and the other one are for sale in this moment on Charged Particles. I don't know if I can share here the link.
Yeah, go for it. You can drop the link right in the chat.
Yeah, so I share the link, and this one, the Let Me Be, actually it's a special piece because it's charged with 300 DAI, which is gaining interest. So it's kind of interesting on this platform. So the owner of this NFT will have this DAI, and they can take it out whenever they want. If not, they leave it and they are gaining interest. And it's also charged with 2,000 charged social tokens, which is from these charged particles. And an extra one is that the buyer of this piece will also get a T-shirt printed with this piece and with a chip that you can scan with your mobile phone and shows you the NFT.
Dude, that is awesome. Did you do that yourself?
No, it's a company called Nifty Things, and they are just quite new, and they offered these to us on the event that we made with Charge Particles. And I'm talking with them, and it's amazing what they have, because I see a big future with these kind of chips that, yeah, you can have the physical object and still connected with the NFT.
Yeah, drop that link. Go ahead and drop that link for sure. We were gonna do that for some potential clients, so we might just copy them or just give it to just hook them up with take a consulting fee and give them the link.
Yeah, the thing is, whoever buys this then needs to fill a form, of course, to have the address, and they're gonna take care of everything. They're gonna print, they're gonna ship everything for free. So yeah, don't even the shipping costs and everything.
So I assume it's an RFID tag.
Actually, I don't know much about the technology. I just know that they are just making this and trying to introduce them in different things. And I was been in contact with them actually to try to go beyond the t-shirts, because I imagine that, for example, even a printing, you can print this and put the chip on a frame, so then you still connect with the NFT. So there's plenty of possibilities, and for me, this is the exciting thing to see what can be done with the NFTs in the future.
Oh yeah, it's all about melding the physical and digital worlds. That's where the rubber's gonna hit the road. Where it's gonna hit the pavement or whatever, for sure. Let's go. All right, so let's go over this one here on the other side here. How about this one? About to step off into the universe.
Of the woman almost jumping. Yeah, this piece it's actually sold, and it's also a representation of this kind of feeling we have when we need to just change something in our life, that we need to jump into the unknown. We don't know what will happen, but we just know that we need to jump and go forward. So the figure is a bit on this kind of balance, playing. Will I jump? Will I stay? Like one foot already there. And on where she's going to jump, it's actually like, we don't even know. It's the hole and pool of what the hell is happening. But at the same time, I try to use color that seems comfortable and calm. So it's a kind of serenity, even that we're going to jump to.
Yeah, I really like that about it, and I like that you chose to use just like a monochromatic block to represent the thing you have to jump away from.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's why I was saying, yeah, I'm trying to make some kind of reflection like this and try to understand also like what I want to transmit. And a bit of my process, many times I don't even know what I'm doing when I start. I just, sometimes I just have an idea. Like I really like to use human figures as it's visible on my pieces, but sometimes I just had this idea of making this figure with this balance, and then I just figure out on the process what else I'm going to include on the painting itself.
It's almost as like you're like anthropomorphizing the painting itself by putting the figure in it.
Yeah,
I don't know what that word. I don't know if I'm familiar with that word completely.
Remember, I'm not the English native speaker.
I know. Thank you for learning my language. I learned languages early on, high school and college, but unless you keep it up, as obviously I didn't, I can probably read at first grade level a couple of different languages, but that's about it.
The good thing is that I'm Portuguese. I'm from Portugal, and in here we learn English now in primary school. So kids with 5-6 years old, they're already learning English. It's quite common.
Alongside Portuguese.
Yeah, well, Portuguese we learn as soon as we are born. Yeah, in school they start with Portuguese.
Portuguese, I mean, like we learn English.
Yeah, exactly. And then in high school, we also learn more languages. Like I learned French also, but nowadays you can also choose Chinese or Spanish. or German. So there's quite of different language, and we have our TV is in English. Our games are in English, so we are used to. I learned a lot by playing video games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think I found was the more languages you're exposed to, the easier they become to learn.
Oh yeah.
Once you figure out, the syntax of language. I don't know. It's still Latin was a doozy.
Yeah. Yeah, English actually it's a very easy language to learn if you are Latin because it's very simple. Our grammar in French and Spanish it's horrible. It's really difficult to learn. So.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, but then we have a bunch of words that are spelled almost exactly the same that mean completely different things. Stuff like that. All right. Wait, we forgot to do the big ones up front here. So I'm going to hop on the escalator here so I can. Oh, I got stuck up there. Darn it. I have to.
The one on the top.
Fix that. Our escalator is out of order.
Yeah, it's just on the top now. It doesn't go down.
Yeah, escalator out of order sign over here. All right. I love this tongue up here. What's the obviously it's getting the Bitcoin.
Yeah. So that is another of the few pieces that do about this kind of critical section on crypto art and crypto space. And the name of this one is the Orange Pill, which is the idea was really to make a big tongue just drooling, just like. And I feel that most of us sometimes are doing that with cryptos. We are just drooling to watch the bull market and to wait for it go up. And of course, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, so obviously to be there.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job on it. I mean, I would think buying tongues up close isn't that easy, but you just really there.
Yeah, and at the same time, it also gives a bit this feeling of a drug, that you are taking a pill to like kind of LSD or something that will make you, in ecstasy.
For it.
That's what it made me think of. I was like, oh, the Bitcoin trip.
There we go. What's up, BZ?
Hey, loving this really epic art, and I'm really digging the descriptions and kind of some of the inspiration that went into the.
Man, I don't know what it is about my escalator. It is super broken right now.
Yeah, no worries. Meanwhile, I'm gonna share here also a link from actually another member from the guild, the BB Studios Guild, that is making amazing work. He's got a website called Crypto Art NFTs, and he always makes interviews to different artists and promotes NFTs there. And he made one interview with me, so I'm going to share also here the link, and you can read whatever.
Also, I think we glossed over the fact that you charged your art with charged particles with intrinsic value, which I think them and I think Async are both like totally at the edge of like exploring what tech can do with art. But in charging intrinsic value into your art, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
I've never heard anything like that, right?
No, and I'm usually most of my art it's actually on Ghost Market, which is using Phantasma blockchain. Ethereum, I don't have much there because I really don't like all gas fees and all the hassles and waiting for the gas to blow out. But charged particles was that one that was a bit of this feature about being able to charge NFTs with money and gaining interest. So this big thing that artists in the beginning of crypto art, they fought for having the royalties. So every time somebody sells, you get a percentage if you are the creator. And with these charged particles, actually, you also gain a percentage of the interest. So, for example, if you buy an NFT and you are gaining X percentage of interest on the tax there, I also can gain 5% or 10 or whatever I decide per year. So that's really cool also.
Yeah, I just see like these types of projects, and I don't know whether in the future there'll be rules about what you can charge inside them. Only stablecoins or like only certain things, whatever. But I see that as being like the bridge to like DeFi and non-fungible tokens enabling DeFi, like the mesh of those two together, like, putting an objective value on, or like, hey, you can objectively value that at what you said, 300 DAI, because there's 300 DAI in there. Like, that's the base,
Absolutely.
And this 300 DAI, it was me that put it, but other artists, if you go there, you'll see other artists, they put different tokens. What's his name? Shinobi is also puts like 1 billion shield, inside one of his arts.
So I actually made one myself. I won't drop it right now, but I was told I can't speak of it ever again by Max Osiris. But I did the same thing. I put 10 Link in there, and paid an absolute fortune in ETH to do it. So I told those charge guys, I was like, "Yo, when you integrate Matic, let me know."
Yeah, that's the problem. But they are actually these guys from Charge Part, because they are very agnostic. They just start with Ethereum because it was easier, but they are open to explore different possibilities, and they will in the future. So
I mean, I don't care what they end up using, as long as it cuts the friction of charging down to almost nothing. Because once they do that, then they'll actually be able to realize the utility of what they've created.
yeah. Well, we have here a question from Kimberly actually asking if the NFTs in display are always for sale or just occasionally.
Oh, I don't have a requirement to only place NFTs there for sale in these exhibits. I just tell the artists to give me whatever they want, and I'll put it up. So, do you have any on for sale out of these?
Yes, some of these are for sale, others are not. Others are sold, and others I keep for myself, like the Bitcoin trip. I'm gonna change the name of this one.
Yeah.
And the Dali, I have minted, but I have it on my own collection. I'm sold, while others are sold already and others are for sale. So it's a mix.
I keep the Dolly too. Here's Magusz's Twitter page. I think there's chaos. Yep. There's his Twitter page, and if you go there, you've got it on your Twitter page, right? Your link to your OpenSea account. Do you want to drop that, or wherever you're? Since somebody asked,
I can share my Twitter. Yeah.
what about this thinker with the universe in his brain piece up top, out back?
On the back, let me see. Where are you on Central Land? I see you. Yeah, that one is also sold actually. Yeah, and that one was inspired from several poems from a Portuguese poet called Fernando Pessoa. The guy was really like a genius. He had multiple personalities, so he could write in different ways according to a personality that was active in that moment, let's say. And he's got a lot of poems about soul and universe and how shattered we are, and how, in fact, we are all made of stars, and all the universe is inside us, and we are all inside the universe. So this was a big, like, trying to show that it can be his end's position and the way he is. It can seem like a big headache, but actually, in fact, it's just because there's so much inside us that can cause that feeling that overwhelming or it's too much. But at the same time, it's something that we need to remember that, yeah, we are all connected at any moment, everywhere, because we are just all atoms and molecules like everything else in the universe. So it's a kind of reminder.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm not surprised that one sold. I'm betting this one sold too, right below it.
Yeah, these two on the back, they sold very fast actually on Ghost Market, like in seconds. Really.
I mean, everybody's been doing the purple and everything here, but you really nailed the color right here with the whole like, I just love that part of the, like, right next to the bottom of the cylinder. Really, I don't know, it really blended the piece together. Sometimes I try to, when I'm putting these up, I try to put them next to ones that set each other off, or like look similar. Or,
yeah.
It's not just random. I start off with random. I just get them up there, and then I start arranging them how I like them.
Yeah, well, you composed very well. I really enjoy how it is. Yeah, and all this art, actually, I do it only on iPad with the Procreate app.
What's the app?
Procreate.
Yeah. Man, I'm so close to getting an iPad. I had one a long time ago. I got stolen, but I really want to get another one because I want to see if the technology could make up for my lack of drawing skill.
That's incredible that that's all made on an iPad. And I will say, I just finally, after years of having no iPad because multiple screen broke, I got a new one with a pencil, and I just got Procreate, and it's amazing.
Right? That's what everybody tells me, literally everybody.
For me, literally it changed my life. As I said, I study arts in school, and I always like to draw, and I have a lot of sketchbooks, and I was painting with acrylic and watercolors and so on. But my girlfriend was actually the one that said, hey, just buy an iPad. You're going to be surprised with what you can do. And I was like, no, man, it's too expensive. It's too much, you know. But once I bought it, I started just using it every day. And it changed my life. I just started dedicating myself to art.
Well, how many pieces do you have to sell to break even on it? Probably not that many.
Not that many, because it cost me like, for me it's easier in euros, like 1,100 euros, so like, I don't know, like $1,400, something like that. So it's like almost 1 Ethereum, you know. So if you sell one good piece, then it's paid already.
What do you think about this one, Easy?
It's incredible. Again, like you had mentioned, the colors at the base looking like they're just glowing.
Right.
Really helps set it off. But I love the way the blend, like you're looking through glass, that kind of like drippy blendy part. I don't know how that was done, because it looks like almost, I don't know, like everything's being pulled and morphed into some sort of vortexy volcano. I don't know. You know, it's got the plume kind of coming up, just like this trippy transition between, you know, like the world and then the cosmos or something.
Just the swirling effect around it. You must have done like a bunch of layers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I always use a bunch of layers, but actually there's a really cool tool on Procreate which you can really pinch and stretch things. So basically you can paint it and then you just use this tool that makes this kind of effects. But of course you still need to try to compose and make it well. And I try to give the impression that it may seem that it's inside the jar, but at the same time that it's on the back. So you still get a bit confused of what is this kind of swirl smoke.
I don't know. I think it kind of preserves like the integrity of the jar like structure. Like you get the impression that it's squiggled because you're looking through the glass.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, and this is also kind of reflection, because the guy it's closed inside a jar with his mobile phone. It's a bit like nothing else matters.
That's some truth.
Yeah.
I these out, so sometimes it looks a little weird. I thought maybe he was reading a book. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why there's the light coming. It's just like a phone or an iPad or any electronic device. But basically, the name of this piece, it's Isolated.
You know, I really like that you went to the extra trouble of having them kick up against the side of the glass instead of just standing here inside, because that's totally how everybody does it. Yeah,
he's totally relaxed. He's in his own world. He doesn't care what's going on outside the jar, even that you are closed, but...
Yeah, he doesn't care. That's interesting.
He doesn't care, yeah.
Yeah, let's go over here and back. This one, I really like the colors, too. It just pops out orange, green.
Let me see which one. So, yeah, the one on the top... Actually, it was sold also on this charged particles event, one Ethereum. It was pretty cool. And the one on the top, it's inspired by a poem of another Portuguese poet called Luís Camões. That he says on this poem that love is fire that you cannot see. Love is fire that burns and you cannot see. So that was the inspiration for this piece, where for me, it's like this, that when you are in love with somebody, it feels like it burns, it feels like it's a fire, but at the same time, it's so nice and cool, but you cannot see it. Anybody else that is outside does not see this flame that is happening between two people.
Or maybe that's all they see.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's all they see. But I try also to somehow, how to say, to mix them a little bit, so there's some rays passing by both, so they are kind of fused in one.
Yeah, nice.
Moment.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a really nice one.
Yeah, and on the bottom, it's called Machines, and yeah, a bit inspired on Matrix and Ghost in the Shell, this kind of sci-fi environments that. But again, it's a bit connected with this relationship that we have with everything, and nowadays, especially with machines.
I mean, if you had to visualize that, you know, the waves as wires, yeah, it looks a lot more intrusive that way, right?
Yeah. It can be intrusive, but at the same time, you know, one of the things I remember on the Matrix movies that when the guy just says, "Oh, I know Kung Fu," you know, because he was plugged in the machine and they learned very fast Kung Fu. And I was like, wow, this would be so awesome that one day that can happen. Just plug to a machine and you learn everything. But actually, that's what Elon Musk is trying to do with the Neuralink almost.
Easy. What would you learn if you could upload something real quick?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably, I don't know. Probably the most useful thing would be more languages. So if you could just upload languages, I would definitely do a couple of those. But you know, of course, being a kung fu master would be pretty fun.
I think language pack would definitely be high up there on utility.
Oh, and yeah, coding. If I could just download a coding packet, that would be pretty awesome.
I think if I could just download it, I would do skating, because then you could skip a lot of broken bones for the most part.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, learning is something that I really love. All my life I'm learning, and I told you I changed a lot of my life. I used to be an actor and I had many different professions because I really enjoyed this process of learning. But of course, this way of being able to download new knowledge, that will be also so awesome. But I think we are reaching that very close now. Nowadays, we don't need to have so much knowledge because we have a mobile phone or a computer that can do that for us. We can ask Siri or we can ask Google what we don't know.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing because you have this super easy access to so much information, but then at the same time, you know, we get a little lazier with, you know, you don't have to memorize phone numbers or, you know, all these things that kind of growing up as a kid were so much different than, you know, calling someone on the phone. It used to be you just had that number in your head and you know, use the rotary and do it. Now I don't even know, you know, my family's phone numbers. It's just in the phone book.
Oh yeah, I still have the phone number of my mom memorized, and it's the only one because when I was growing up, I still needed to memorize it to call her, and it's still the same number, so it's cool. That's the only one I know.
I have just a couple ones left in my memory.
that should be a game show or something. Like how many friends' numbers can you remember, or like you know, like a category in a game show or something.
That's a pretty good one. Hey, are either of these two still available?
No, these two are sold. These two were. The first one was sold in the first event I did on Charged Particles, and the second one on the bottom was sold like in seconds as soon as I put it on Ghost Market.
It's hilarious you've already sold all yours because most everybody's trying to get on and sell it. Nah, you can't buy anything. It's just you can look at it and enjoy it.
No, I already shared you a link for Charged Particles. I have a couple for sale, but not these ones maybe.
All right, go ahead and drop your link. I'll try to find mine real quick.
I'm gonna have to check out Ghost Market. I haven't even been over there. I looked around yet.
Oh man, I'm so happy because I really love Ghost Market, and they have amazing technology because they are built on Phantasma blockchain. They are already they already have interoperability with Ethereum and Neo, so actually their wallet can use in 3 different chains, which is really, most people still get confused in the beginning. Like today, I saw also the news of this rainbow bridge between Neo and Ethereum, and Phantasma already has that a long time, you know. So I'm a bit biased on that, but I really love it. And yeah, take a look, man. And one cool thing that I love there is the community. It's so supportive. They already gave funds for more than 200 artists to start minting there because anyway, the gas fee there is super low. But because you need to get the Sol or KCAL, which is their currency, or Uniswap, it still get confused for some people to start. So they really give funds to people to start.
Wow, that's sounding amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there a couple of options coming out too that'll let you do the same thing and not pay the Uniswap fees?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things coming up. I cannot talk much about it also because this team, they don't like to make announcements of announcements. You know, they like to create stuff and then when it's done, they announce.
Under
Which
promise.
I also love because most of the people just make hypes about things they're gonna develop, but you don't know, never. But I can tell you that during this month, you're gonna be able also to buy with credit card on Ghost Market, for example, and swap the tokens inside the wallet. So you can change Ethereum for Sol inside the wallet.
I mean, that's a pretty
Nice.
big deal.
Yeah, it is. It will be a game changer, definitely.
As far as I'm aware of, only what, Nifty and does Super Rare allow you to buy with credit cards?
Not
Yeah.
any-
Nifty does. Maker's Place does. But not a whole lot. Yeah.
Let's say I've only purchased off of Rarible and
Terra Virtua also has the credit card, the fiat on ramp.
oh, that's
it's
right.
really-
that's right.
it's really
I did.
important.
I bought Heather White's Cinnamon Peak there. I forgot about that.
Oh, Terra Virtual, actually, I don't know if I can announce already this, but yeah, this week I'm also launching a collection with them.
Nice.
Awesome.
You can drop that link too if you want.
Yeah, well, there's still no link. The guys didn't announce yet. That's why
Oh.
the people that are here, the first ones
It's the
can
audio
know.
link. It's the audio link.
Yeah. No, but if you follow me on Twitter, yeah, then as soon as it's launched, I will share it. Yeah. But man, yeah, going back a bit to the BB Studios Guild, I'm really so happy also for the amount of artists that I met, and they are super good. And what I noticed, and I think that's great what you're trying to do also, man, is that most artists don't know how to market themselves, which is normal because we just like to make art and not to be promoting all the time. And I think with the guild that helps a lot because I see a lot of artists on the guild that they are so amazing, man, and they are undervalued. Like Darken Mood is amazing, the work he does. Joss White, Diana Jones, Dr. Jones. It's unbelievable storytelling, man. So many great artists. So I'm really excited for our launch. And for the ones that don't know, 15th of April is going to be the first launch of Cybercats. Put that on your calendar.
I met Darkened and Josh White because I was just randomly going through Twitter and trying to find people that might be interested with .eth domains, and I noticed a lot of artists were using their .eth domain. So I just went ahead, and this was back, in I think it was late November when the gas prices eased off a good bit. And I bought a flurry of domains, I mean a ton. And I bought probably 10 or 12 artist domains with the intention of just giving it to them so that I could, spur up more interest in .eth domains and eventually start selling these bigger brands that I'd been squatting on. But that's how I got my first NFT, not one, maybe my second, I think, actually. I traded Josh and Dark and Mood their .eth domains for Duality. I'll pull that up right here. Drop a link of that this is one of my favorites so far. Even though I was like, I didn't actually buy it. Got it on trade.eth domains. But let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm doing kind of secretly, but maybe some people really realize that, I'm trying to let art from all the artists from the guild.
I didn't know. So
Yeah, and it's
That's
so
awesome.
cool. Yeah. It did. And I was lucky that some of them, also because I talked so much about Ghost Art, I was able to get that. You know, Josh White actually was the first artist ever on Ghost Market.
oh, that's amazing. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and I bought one of his pieces there, so it's gonna be hot.
Love
this-
that piece.
Yeah, dude, this piece really speaks to me.
Yeah,
It's just like this is everybody, right?
Yep.
it is
Yeah,
awesome,
just kind of goes right to the core.
Oh, have you seen the last one from Darkened Mood, man? Completely different style with pinks.
Yes. His new styles, I need to get a piece of his new style because the whole like white and blue with his death pieces, I think it works really well. Hey, Sandy.
Yeah.
I gotta get my own. Yeah, I got the Pope one time. Quite know how it works. So, anything else, Magusz, you want to talk about? Any other projects besides the Cybercats coming out on the 15th?
Well, I don't know. We have also this collaboration with Mighty Moose from Magusz Art that the guild did also, and I was also there as a visual and Dark Mood. So that's coming up soon. Also, very cool project. Yeah, we have the Cybercats, and the next month we have the Cyberdogs, and basically besides that, I have the Terra Virtual that is coming. And besides that, I'm just focusing on creating art and trying to find the balance between. Sometimes I create art and I just want to meet it and put for sale, but at the same time I don't want to put too much. So I'm still learning also and trying to find this balance. And on the side, working with Ghost Market, and I'm lucky that since I collaborated with them very early because they are just started in December. Now I'm really cooperating with them, like supporting artists to become verified there. So I'm the one also checking all the profiles. So anybody that is also listening here, if you need help with Ghost Market, just DM me on Twitter or here on Discord. Feel free to reach me out, and yeah, we're gonna try to support as many artists as possible there.
Now-
yeah, they're more busy at the moment.
Do they have a type of business account that I could utilize as a guild account so that I could facilitate, the easier collaboration, disbursements of funds, stuff like that?
Not yet, but it's also under development. This month there's going to be so much stuff happening. Actually, what's happening is that a lot of musicians come to Ghost Market. It's one of the big things now. It's music there. And
Okay.
most musicians immediately start asking, listen, we need to split royalties, we need to split profits, because sometimes it's a band, sometimes it's a producer and a DJ, And so actually the team is working on that now to make it in-chain, this kind of split. So it's really a smart contract already embedded. So this month they're going to also launch that.
That would be very, very helpful to a lot of people, I think.
Oh,
Take
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of friction out of it. Take that kind of friction out of the whole experience of being in a band. Because I had a lot of friends that were in band, and disbursement of funds after the show. Some people want to stay and drink, some people don't, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of things. That's one again, I'm a bit biased because yes, I'm so involved on it. But I really like that they're always available to listen to the community. And most of the things that are being worked on Ghost Markets, it's because the people asked, because sometimes we also don't know what is needed. The developers, they're just trying to do their best. So as soon as users and the artists come and say, listen, we need this, they start working on it. It's unbelievable.
There's a question, does a great percentage of profits go to the artists when NFT is acquired on BB Studios rather than on a platform like Nifty Gateway Makers Place Foundation. To be clear, we don't have our own marketplace. So like everything you see is I'm just usually linking to some other marketplace that somebody has it listed on. But that does bring up an interesting point, right? Because you could transfer an NFT independent of a marketplace, right? Anybody that has anybody had any experience with just transferring an NFT themselves?
Well, depends if it's in Ethereum based, you can. Like if you mint on Rarible, appears on OpenSea. Between chains, it's under development in a lot of different chains, but it's a bit more tricky because of royalties and because of the type of NFTs. But it's something that I believe that almost all the platforms are trying to work on that.
So Kevlar, I guess the answer is right now, like we're taking, BCO is taking 10% from the sales on OpenSea. So that's going to be on top of whatever OpenSea charges me or whatever. But we're definitely taking a lot lower percentage than most galleries, for sure. I think that's one of the reasons why everybody was excited at the beginning. So I just, we were like, oh, how much is it going to be? I'm like, I don't know, 10%, and everyone's like, all right, that works.
Yeah, and to be clear, also for everybody, as a point of view of an artist, everything was always talked. BB Studios was always like putting things as proposal, and we always debate and agree. So there's nothing imposed, and I think that's why it's working so well. So,
yeah, definitely. I don't think I think I would have made some poor decisions by now if I was just doing it myself.
Yeah, the future is collaboration. So again, man, thank you so much for having me here. And next week, who is going to be the next
week? Actually, I'll announce. Here's an alpha drop. Violet Jones is going to be on next week.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's going to be also a good intro. And also, I should announce that when are we doing it on Thursday?
Yeah,
we're going to do the same format, and I'll drop.
Let me go back and check with the.
Easy, you there?
Yeah, hey. So Thursday in Lad City on Easy Street at 3:30 p.m. Pacific. That would be 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, and so right before that, Magusz and I are going to be on again, just redoing this show basically for anybody who's not on Token Smart and just randomly on Twitter. So that'll be at what, Magusz, 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then I'll come on Easy Show on Token Smart at 6:30. Yeah. So we're going to do that on the regular, and I'm also going to have Violet also agreed to do that next week as well. Just in case, once DABDRAGON gets back on, if he wants to free up this show for some other people, I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just follow us at BB Studios, and yeah, keep what we are doing on the. And you're gonna...
link tree. I finally set up a link tree. This Discord, I put in this public Discord link today, so it should still be valid till next week. I'll probably just keep recycling it every week, but that's how you can get on. Just follow the link tree.
Yeah, and before we go, just book on your calendars. 15th of April, we're gonna launch CyberCats, and then every month we're gonna launch a new topic. So, thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you, DABDRAGON. I hope you get well, man, fast, and all the support and love for you.
Magusz, thank you for spearheading all of the organization and everything. I really appreciate that because this has started to become a little bit of a bigger job than I can handle all by myself.
We are together, man.
Really,
always.
This was really, really great. Love your art. I'm really glad that I've got a little more reason to go check out and get into the Ghost Market. So yeah, this was just really, really great show. Thanks.
Thanks. And again, any person that needs help with that, just DM me on Twitter. I really like to support people, and I'm always answering. So we are a community. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, night, or whatever you are.
Have a great time. Well, easy. It's just you and me again. You got anything you want to talk about right now? Since we're just killing time again.
Let's see. We will have a Cypher Hip Hop Freestyle this Friday. We're just locking down the timing. We've got a pretty well known like hip hop artist rapper that's gonna come. So I think it's gonna be an evening one this week, maybe 5 p.m. Pacific, something like that. Like I said, we're just kind of honing in on to work with this artist schedule. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get to hop the evenings, which I think is a little closer for that type of party.
I like it because I'm on lockdown still, so it gives me something to do.
Nice. Other stuff, geez, seems like there's way too much going on. There's been also that Decentraland, like there's like maybe 5 days of talks, and I swung by yesterday's. It was like WTF and NFT, and then today was a part, but kind of just swung by and missed it mostly. But so yeah, there's some events going on there for the next couple days. I believe those are kind of mid-morning, like it would have already happened today.
Yeah, I checked that one out today, actually. Crypto Unit was on. Yeah.
Nice. I know. I was trying to go because I was like Coldy and like a bunch of great peeps, but I had a dev call that wound up basically starting when that was going and really just ending when this was starting. Yeah, super stoked to have Dab, popping in and hanging out a little bit more and just on the road to recovery. So that's best thing we could have hoped for.
He sounded good. I mean, I had a friend that fell and like had a real bad brain injury, and his voice wasn't quite the same inflection for a long time until he got back all the way. But Dab sounds like he already got that part, so he recovers quickly.
That is great news. Yeah, I mean, the guy has he's a strong dude, so yeah, I have all the faith that he'll be back in action pretty quick here.
Did you catch the story that he put out just randomly on Twitter?
No, I saw that and I hadn't gotten to go actually click through to the link yet.
I mean, he put this on Twitter, so I'm sure he doesn't mind if we talk about it. But apparently, he had epilepsy.
Yeah,
he has epilepsy, and his parents thought it just went away, but apparently it doesn't go away.
Right. I had gotten that news, and I have actually my younger brother suffered epilepsy and like grand mal seizures and that, and so I know that when you go into a seizure, there's so much like brain activity, so much firing that well, one thing is you're not going to remember it. Like, so, you come out of it and you just don't know what happened kind of thing, which is probably good because it would be so scary, like going through that and then having those memories. So kind of almost a blessing in disguise there that basically there's so much going on that you just kind of, when you wake up, you can be in just a super fog. And for my brother, sometimes, it could last like a few days of just feeling really off. But then you kind of, just come back into your regular, thought process and everything. So, having a major, epileptic event like that, yeah, it'll take a little while to kind of, spring back from that. So, it's something that I've had some experience with, and it's a tough one because it's one of those things where there's not a complete understanding, I think, of how they of why they happen, and treatment. It can be tricky, and so it's a tough one. But people deal with it, and so, yeah, CBD is actually a pretty good one for that. And depending, everybody's so different, just our own chemical makeups and how we react to different, herbs and medicines and chemicals. So it is a really good one, and it's highly recommended because it can keep some of that, some of the activity down. And then also just, good for other things, stress and whatnot. But yeah, that's one that can be helpful.
Isn't that one wasn't that what Charlotte's Web was developed for originally?
Yeah. So the Charlotte's Web is like 0% THC, pure CBD basically, and a lot of the CBD strains have just a tiny bit of THC in them, usually not enough to even make you high or anything. But the Charlotte's Web one was developed basically for kids to be able to use it and have no THC. And there's, I mean, you can even find like, you know, documentaries or you know, videos online where like these parents can give the drops to their kid that's basically, you know, they're shaking, and within, you know, like
I've seen that video.
it just like calms down and you know, allows those parents to be able to have their kids be able to go to school and not worry about, you know, having a seizure, like, you know, at any point. So depending, I think, on the person and the type, because there's many types of epilepsy, then it can be super effective, or, you know, maybe helpful but not necessarily just cut them out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I've seen that video and it's dramatic.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible that just you know, plant that anybody could grow fairly easily is that powerful and has that much of an effect.
Well, it's just hopefully they finally get all the legislation sorted out with that stuff, because the industrial uses for it and the medical uses for it is just completely. Oh man, he's killing me.
He's back. The you know, even the, like you're saying, besides the medical use, which is probably, you know, could benefit just about everyone on the planet, there's so much industrial usage that it can be used for, you know, from clothing to ropes to, you know, natural kind of plastics that they can make out of hemp oil, or they make them out of, you know, avocado seeds and corn husks or whatever. You know, all that stuff should be priority and utilized instead of using, you know, fossil fuels to make all those same, you know, straws or plastic bags or plastic coffee cups, and all that stuff could basically be made from hemp.
Yeah, I mean, I've read between hemp and fungi, like you can create like construction grade materials from both of those things, and just have like we just need to rethink our construction processes, you know, materials, building materials on the macro level, this stuff.
Yeah, there's like hempcrete and like, building blocks made out of like mycelium and all sorts of such cool stuff out there. It's just, you know, the I think it comes somewhat down to the lobbying from the, you know, agrochemical and petro corporations that keep that stuff from being able to, you know, be accepted and used. They're like, oh no, well that's not, you know, strong enough, and then they want, you know, you do like private testing, they're like, oh well, it's 5 times the strength of concrete and twice the insulation, and you know, so it's such a shame and such a sham.
I don't know, hopefully that stuff might get addressed in this upcoming infrastructure bill, whatever. Not to get into politics at all, but
hopefully, I mean, and you know, maybe somehow blockchain and the kind of decentralization and revolution going on, that may be able to help with things like that too, because maybe people can, you know, tokenize fungi building blocks or hempcrete and like kind of get it out there more peer-to-peer or something, you know, I don't know, at least get the knowledge out. And
if nothing else, you're verifying supply chain, which is important. Yeah. Especially when you're talking with food and stuff like that, and sustainably sourced caught fish or something, you know, sustainably sourced fish versus wild caught and stuff like that.
Totally.
Definitely need those. So one thing Magusz touched on that I thought was that I think is going to be really big is how you know, how he had like an NFT attached to his T-shirt.
That is super cool. There was a shirt that I wanted to grab that I think I was at a Charged Particles 2 maybe. I'm mixing up events maybe, but it could have been from the Charged Particles event, and it was like a T-shirt and a song, NFT that had audio track, but also you would get like a the really cool one of one T-shirt with it. And I love those things, because anytime I'm out and I do have a handful of like crypto kind of swag clothes, either shirts I've won or like my elite gear from the Whale Elite brand, I always get questions about it, and it's just like it's a great way to just sort of fire up conversations and get people interested and share to your friends more when they're like, oh, where's that from? And you're like, oh, actually I got this from purchasing a piece of art on the blockchain. And it's a really cool way to just kind of extend the thought process for other people too.
I think that's definitely got implications with AR applications, with once they figure out the hardware a little bit better, because be cool, walking around, you got a blank white T-shirt, right? But you got NFT attached to it, and it's projecting whatever shirt you want to project.
Hell yeah.
And like only people with AR glasses on are gonna see that. Everybody else is just gonna see a blank white T-shirt and be like, "Man, that guy doesn't really dress that well." You can say you got like a snazzy suit on or something like that, or whatever.
Right, with things coming out of your shirt, like tentacles or like sun rays or like who knows. Yeah.
All right, my cat's getting mad. I'm gonna leave you with 5 seconds of dead. I have to just start putting him in.
It's tough, the animals, they need their attention, and they definitely feel it when you're like, okay, I'm having this great conversation, and they're like, meow, what about me? Meow, ruff ruff. But I love my pets. I got a cat that's a lot more quiet. Sniffers.
Well, I made the intense mistake of talking to him like a human when he was very young. So he's mistaken that he is, and he likes to talk a lot.
Just wants to be part of the show.
Yeah. And so when I ignored him for an extended period of time, he's like, "Why are you not looking at me? I'm awake. You should be looking at me."
Well, cats have it pretty good. I mean, if I was gonna be a pet, I think a cat might be a good choice.
Yeah, as long as you have a
nice, loving home.
Yeah. Sandy, he's a part of the show, definitely. Sometimes he could even be a part of the show from upstairs if he gets loud enough. I had to turn the mic, the deadening way up. Starts banging on the door. Like literally running into the door.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nuts.
Sounds like quite a character.
Let's see if I got anything else to post here. I don't think so. I'm gonna repost DABDRAGON. I have minted the first piece of Cybercat. But it's just a visual representation of the cybercats.eth domain. So
that's pretty cool, though.
So they're going to buy the visual representation, which just looks like it listed. And then once they buy it, I'm going to drop the link here. Well, hopefully once somebody buys it, I'll get their ETH address from them, and then I'll hook everything up and for them, and then I'll transfer the registrant and controller tokens to them once I'm done hooking everything up. So they'll own it. It'll be attached to their .eth address, and they'll have bragging rights over the first collection of Harmony Discord, and they'll have bragging rights that they helped DABDRAGON out a whole bunch, because he spent multiple weeks in the hospital, and anybody in the U.S. knows how much that's going to cost.
I mean, it should be illegal.
It should be usury.
Yeah. No, it's completely bonkers. Completely crazy that things to you health wise, and you don't have a paying job that also with insurance, not good when you have insurance. You just have a stand and a lot of And
Look,
so, yeah,
you could have
AWS is
insurance. If you stay in the hospital for 4 weeks, it doesn't matter.
even
Like,
exactly, you could just be stuck with bills that are astronomical. And we do, and we're gonna get together a little behind the scenes here and start putting together some.
yeah.
Art sale. Kind of just gotta probably just first step is to make a wallet so that we can accept. People have been saying, "Oh, I've got a piece I'd like to send over for the or when it happens." So that's one of the first steps that we gotta just nail out. And just who wants to be. I'd like to definitely get some music happening there. Which will have other, some live music and some DJs, and just hang out, have a good time.
Okay, this is good. All right, so this is what I'll do. I'll go ahead and get a .eth domain. That's easy to remember, and then we'll attach it up to the wallet, and then maybe people will be, make it easy for people to donate.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll get on that after the show. I'm gonna make a note of that right now, actually.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we can definitely. And Sandy said maybe she'll come on the show a little bit on Thursday if she's free. I can't remember if she's free or not. We can talk about brainstorm more for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Sandy also dropped in the DABDRAGON Hangout link to Dabs. So there are pieces there that are for personal and for so there's some pretty I see something up there I think that's for feathers. There's some that's for first. There's some that's for whale. So yeah, definitely take a look at that, and if there's something more art stuff's in. Some people putting in actual DABDRAGON pieces. People here for this event, and yeah, I'm looking. I'm definitely going to be picking up more. I really like the electron.
He's got one on. He's got his badge on wax too, but I'll drop his badge on OpenSea. I really like it. I bought one, and it's got. It doesn't show up on here, but it kind of like waves. You got the number 1?
Yeah, I got the number 1.
Nice.
Stoked, yeah.
You guys,
super affordable. There's a lot of what you see out there. In the world. Yeah,
can you hear chaos right now?
Oh yeah,
so
it's not super loud, but if I listen or pay attention for it, then yes, I definitely hear it.
He'll give up in 10 minutes. He's so ridiculous.
Wear himself out.
I need to get some kitty Prozac to give to him before the show. Something. I don't give him anything.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I mean, I know cat usually excites cats more, but I think there's some that
No, he chills out actually. That's a good idea. I should give him some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, cat.
Maybe I will.
Kind of depends on the cat.
You know what? I'm gonna go airdrop him just a little bit of catnip and see if he calms down.
There we go. Got a hook. Get nice and mellow. Yeah, man. There's a piece that is "Where Did Everyone Go?" That was one of Dab's more recent ones, and it's kind of a Last Supper takeoff. And I wish I had gotten that one. It's definitely a gem.
Hey, whoever does buy Dab's pieces, if you would be so good to put it up for resale at a higher price, just so
Yes,
he can get royalties if somebody goes ahead and FOMOs into it.
that is a really good mention too. To definitely put those up with it at a nice premium. So on those
Yeah,
secondary
not like
sales,
out of
he gets
control. We want him to, yeah, we want him to get some royalties, get some, and I think maybe, there's nothing to say we can't spread this out, over a couple months and just have something tied in with, Harmony Discord drops. Maybe we just do a little bit here. It might be more valuable for Debs just to have a steady stream of something less than a total blowout.
Maybe we can kind of kick it off with a nice launch event, and then let people know, like, hey, this, wherever we do it, maybe we can get a small build up. I'm sure we could get I'm sure we can get a build up somewhere in CV, and then basically be like, yeah, do a big kickoff party, and hopefully that goes over really well, and then we can just let people know that, hey, for the next few weeks there's going to be pieces kind of cycling through as stuff gets sold, and then we can just kind of keep putting up, if a couple pieces come into the DABDRAGON
The donation wallet.
Wallet, then we just toss a few more up and just kind of keep it going, because it's not the type of thing where like a weekend sellout is going to cover those medical costs either. So it'll be something that hopefully we can kind of turn it into something that does go for a while.
Yeah,
and also just help bring more eyes to his work, and then when he's feeling up to it, he can be pumping out more work, and we'll have more traction for him to build from.
I mean, he was gonna have pieces for Cybercats and Cyberdogs until he got sick.
Yeah.
So,
and he's done so much for the whole community, that I think we will see a lot of support come through. I really do.
I think we just got to make it easy for. I think the .eth domain attached to the wallet's going to make everything a lot easier to work with.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. We'll do that. We're rounding up on 5:30. Got a half an hour.
Nice.
We gotta fill everything. I don't know if everybody wants to put on music or something.
I got it. I had made for me a big bid on Connie Digital and My World's Staking drop, and I scored the video this animated piece of Connie Digital rolling through the city. It's pretty dope. I might have to just share it even.
Yeah, drop the link.
Because I wasn't sure if it was gonna stay or not. I was like, well, I'm throwing down kind of big, hoping that I'm gonna win it. And
let's drop links of stuff we've gotten from artists recently. I'm dropping this one. I picked this one up off of the Graffiti Queens show that I hosted over the weekend. This one,
I got to that one late, and I saw some pieces that were actually fairly affordably priced that I so would have gotten. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like I just I got there late. I forget
more
what
on
it was.
e-gas than you will on the actual piece, which I did. But I had no problem doing that.
And exactly, I will do that when it's a super dope piece. And cruising around the periphery there, I was like, oh man, I missed the party, but at least I can check out some of the art. And of course there were some for kind of out of my league, but I had clicked on a few that actually were some of my, like, I connected to, and I was like, oh man, that was going for like, I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 or something. I was like, oh, if I was here, that they're just some really amazing pieces from some amazing women out there.
I think they're doing it again this weekend, since Matic didn't get half the pieces up.
Oh, nice. Great.
So I think they're going to do it
I'm actually
again.
stoked on that.
Yeah, so I don't know if they'll have the scene up, the skate park scene up again per se, because I'm pretty sure they just rented that land for the event. But I think that the Matic building might fill out like they're supposed to with all that art. And I was looking around too, and a lot of it, like I don't know, like early on in the event at least, like a lot of it was just like make me an offer on OpenSea.
Yeah, that's dope.
So
That's
that was
dope.
pretty cool. Let me pick up another one.
I got a Sandbox Founders Monument. I don't even know how exactly I got that. Is that actually mine? Oh, it's in my profile.
I picked up this one I also really like. I'm gonna drop it right now. This has something, this is tangential to one of our themes coming out. I think it looks cool. Really like that.
Oh, so I was looking at my OpenSea here, and I have like a handful of things that I was like, wait a minute, I've got new art that I'm not even sure quite where I got it, but I was finally able to get a Pranksy box for March for the, like 0.5.
Nice.
Which I'd missed the first two, and like they were like selling for like 3 ETH, 5 ETH, and I was like, that's impossible for me. So secondary market's out. I just have to like get there. Have like some really cool. I've gotten a lot of money piece here. Man, yeah, there's some cool stuff that I just haven't even gotten to look at really yet.
My buddy and I were just like religiously mining the Mega Cube. Remember that when was going on? And he actually picked up a Robness. He got a Robness from that. He hasn't. I don't think they dispersed it yet because they're still working on the ETH issue.
I took them today. I jumped in for just a little bit into the Polygonal Mines. They do a tour through Decentraland, I think once a week or every couple of weeks, and it's it's really cool. You go to like 3 or different spots and then talk Sam about the different projects. And so I had asked, like, oh yeah, and the second cube came up, and I'm in for a while. They were talking about, the second cube, we got some really great sponsors are interested. So when that happens, it's going to be a real good one. Blah blah blah. And so I was like, oh, I did a bunch of the cube. I think I still have rewards coming. And they were like, yep, you guys have stuff coming. We're just, gas has been pretty rough. So I think I got maybe one asset that I get from, but they're waiting on gas for some things.
Sandy, you only did layer 1? Yeah, there's nothing on layer 1.
Oh,
came in, my buddy and I came in on like layer, I want to say 23 or 24. I got an insane amount of paint from that.
Oh yeah, so that's where I got paint. I got a little bit of like whale, I think. Probably 3. Oh, I got TVK. I definitely got A, which it was.
I definitely got a ton of TVK
too.
I'm looking forward to that.
So I got TVK. I got some paint. I got some whale. I got. I did get one really stoked. Oh, I got a squiggle. I got a chromium squiggle. That was like my big like. Oh yeah, and that was the one I actually received so far.
So Sandy, you're saying that they have to move to layer 2 first before they can disperse the prizes?
That wouldn't
Can you
be
guys
super
hear me?
surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Sandy.
Oh my gosh! So you guys probably heard me like make food and everything. Oh my gosh! I didn't.
No, you know what? I think I heard one plate clink, and that was it.
So basically, like there were supposed to be prizes in the layer 1 of it, and there was like a glitch happening, and it turned out that like since there was like a huge glitch happening on on the first layer of it, then they ended up moving those prizes from layer 1 to layer 2. So layer 2 had like double the prizes from and I mined so much on layer 1, and so I was pretty.
Oh, I know. Layer 1 was huge. I spent
huge,
like
yeah. So
I know that I spent a lot. I mean, unfortunately, there were plenty of because he'd be like, yeah, just come on like 50 blocks. And if you would go and refresh, because you had to do that a lot, it's like, oh no, only
Yeah.
2 showed up. So it was so many people, and you had to find the like different colors to go into, and then it would just like kind of reset. Sometimes I give all the like patients these, buggy things. I mean, it's a bummer when you're like, oh man, I just like mined, a bunch of stuff, and then it didn't show up because it wasn't refreshed or whatever. But it was an incredible experience. It was super addictive. I did wind up, I spent some time, but I did get some really cool stuff. So yeah, I'm super hyped for the next one. And if it's gonna be, all on, a layer 2 solution or something, and that'll make it even easier for, getting the rewards out and all that.
Yeah, if you can believe it, I was actually doing it at the time on my $175 laptop, which like I had to have literally everything that you could close down so that I could get in there and actually like get it to work.
Yes, and that is another, kind of big part of it is that, if you're on a older machine, it just takes forever to load in, and then by the time you're there, like clicking on a few, you almost have to refresh because your cache is already packed. And so
it does help. You can turn your graphics settings all the way down, which helps a lot.
Yeah. But having a newer machine will definitely help on just like logging in, being able to go over there without freezing up every like few seconds and actually just doing it.
I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't like done a client download type thing to take some of the load off. I'm kind of surprised the voxels haven't done it too either. But I don't know. Maybe they just want to stay agnostic on the browser.
Oh, nice screenshot. Elbow threw up a nice screenshot from one of the, I think, earlier layers there.
Oh, so something I kind of wanted to bring up that we didn't when I was in the central. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yeah, there's no live stream that I see going right now.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't monopolizing that. I usually forget to turn it off going into the next show. Something really cool happened in the Koenig Gallery. They're based in Berlin. They moved in right next to us in Ink Terrace Gallery.
Yep.
And as a result, and this is kind of counterintuitive, right? Because you can jump to wherever you want to go to in Decentraland. So travel isn't really an issue, right? So on the surface, you think to yourself, well, location is an issue. You just have your studio wherever. And that's true until something like this happens. And now we're getting like foot traffic from people that show up to the Koenig Gallery specifically.
That is really cool.
So I've watched it happen. They'll just be like, they'll come out of the Koenig Gallery and be like, oh, what's that over there? Because they see all of our shit like popping out real hard, and they'll just run right over and start checking it out. And apparently Koenig Gallery is running in real life auctions, and they're also representing the art in Decentraland so that you can go see it. So we might do that. We might have to copy that idea. Down the line, once get a more steady stream of artists coming through and everything, more collectors look at it. But I just like the whole meta-ness of them doing, they copied perfectly their building, except for that crazy explosion coming out of the side of their building with the swirl. But yeah, it's
that's
really
cool. I think
crazy.
More of that, of real world galleries creating their virtuals, and then eventually, people like us hopefully go the other way and take our virtual galleries and make them in the real world.
Oh, I'm definitely thinking there's a crossover in both directions for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you read. I just read a little bit ago that the Louvre put all of their works online for free.
Oh wow, no, that's awesome.
So like just under 500,000 works. I remember my parents took me there when I was in high school, and the tour guide said that if you spent 1 minute looking at every piece in the Louvre, you'd have to be, and then no time spent on sleeping, drinking, eating, whatever. You would have to spend 3 months in there to see every piece.
Man, that's crazy. That's a lot of art.
Yeah, but it's cool because this whole space is like spurring. It's disrupting an entire industry.
Totally.
Entire economy.
No, it's only going to be, more and more disruption as more people find out and learn about this space and what it offers.
Nice airdrop. Berserk. So, anybody else have anything they want to talk about? You want to hop on? I don't know how to use the server settings, so I shouldn't offer that. I'm actually unmute anybody. I don't even know if I have the ability to unmute anybody. No, I don't.
I think I can, if
I'm
anybody.
like, yeah, jump right in. But you can't.
No, if somebody did have an announcement or just something to share on top, I think I do have the possibilities of unmutage.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so if anybody wants to chime in, we got like 20 more minutes until Mighty Mai's on. Point, I'll be ordering a pizza.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be hopping in the car here in a minute, so I'll be tuning in to Mighty Mai from the road.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's just play, Sandy. Let's just play Mighty Mai music then. We're done. We don't have anything else to talk about, so let's just. If you want to kick off the music, I'll mute myself.
Music sounds good. It's always a nice addition that we have. Good tunes here in the server. Really, really great show. I had a blast hopping on and looking over on Easy Street in Lad City. I'm gonna have BB over there help spread the news. We one of those kind of community bridges, and that way we get everybody around to kind of know and get that cross pollination and just all grow our ideas and platforms together. Rising tides.
Definitely the cross pollination. Sure.
Well, I get it a wrap. I'm probably gonna jump in the car and then I'll be, kind of in and out of reception for a bit, but I'll be tuning in from the road.
Cool. Mighty, you want to kick it off with some music? Sandy, there we go. We'll see you guys later.
Nice. Peace.